So it's May and I thought it would be the perfect time to do the first garden tour of the season. If you're new around here, then hi, I'm Kiri. And if you are returning, then welcome back. Let me take you around and show you what is growing. There is a lot already in the garden. I'm in zone 6, I think it's trending. I used to say it was zone 5B, but I think we're closer to 6 now. I just want to show what is growing in my small but mighty garden. Come, Megan, let's go look at the garden. These are some grape cuttings from my sister's house. They are some Concord grapes, so I am hoping they will actually root, and then I will have some Concord grapes to add to my little garden. I still have some seedlings that need to make it into the garden. This is the Werrikawai tomato, and it's from New Zealand, which is where I was born, so I thought it would be pretty cool to try out this dwarf variety. Trying out a lot of dwarf tomatoes this year. Got some tasty wine, some not so happy looking pepper seedlings. We had some issues there. I got my hands on some purple Napa cabbage that I'm pretty excited about. Also trying to do some lowland blueberries from seed. I was able to finally get my hands on some comfrey. Hard to get a hold of, or at least it was for me, so I'm pretty excited to get that. And then I'll be using that later on in the season for some compost teas. The black currants are doing amazing. Should have an awful lot of those this year. Also have some gooseberries. So far, none of the soft fly caterpillars on here. They're not actually true caterpillars, and they will strip a gooseberry pretty dang quick. I have a homemade insecticide that I use that works really well on these guys. I will put it in the link in the description below. I have some peony poppies and some grape poppies. We also put in some cedars this year, and I'm still working on getting the mulch down, but I am loving my new grubs boots. So we have 2 of my 3 GreenStalks. This one here is all strawberries, different kinds. These ones, I don't even remember what these ones were. They come back every year. I don't know if they're the everbearing or the June-bearing. This level is the pineapple alpine strawberry. This level is the mignonette strawberry. This is a combination of mignonette and pineapple from last year, so these ones came back. So down at the bottom, I started some of the Freshco strawberries from West Coast Seeds. This will be their first year. On the other one, what I actually did was I put 3 levels from my leaf on top of 3 levels from my original GreenStalk. Down in the bottom, I've planted some fingerling potatoes. On the second level here, I have some onions and some peas. Then I have the Golden Hour tomato. This is a micro tomato from Wild Boar Farms. It's supposed to grow about 10 to 20 inches tall, so we'll see how big that gets. Not much else on that level right now. We have some cilantro there. Next level is pretty much all lettuce. We have a Lola Rosa and the Jester lettuce from Northern Wildflowers. I just love how it's got the different colorations on it. Then we have on the next level up some black-seeded Simpson, a little bit of self-seeded chamomile from last year, and then some cumin. Up top we have some English thyme, some of these red beard scallions. They are supposed to get like vibrant red, so we'll see how they turn out. I'm really hoping they do. And I still have a couple of pockets left. Put some stuff in. We have the Worm Farm and another one of my metal beds from Sprout Box Garden that I just love. This is mostly garlic, and we have some hyssop, some marshmallows, some oregano, some yarrow. I'm actually growing in here. This is my first year, so we'll see how they do. These are some saffron crocuses, so hopefully something will happen there. Some Russian tarragon, French tarragon. I even have some lowland blueberries, which did have a few flowers on, if you can see it there. So hopefully I'll be getting some fruit, and then some Napa cabbages, and this gorgeous variegated sage, which I'm pretty excited about. Bit of space here, so of course I'm using it. Some turnips and sunflowers, a moringa pumpkin, a super bush tomato, and then that is a galop de lycée pumpkin. This is a French pumpkin. It's very warty. Excited to see how that one turns out. More tomatoes and a not so healthy looking loofah. This is just Tomato Alley with my favorite Sharon Tay melons, a birdhouse gourd, which is already climbing up the trellis. These are some of my red raspberries that I dug out of the back, and I stuffed them into 2 felt pots last season just to see if they would survive the winter. They have, and they are starting to set fruit. We have some mojito mint in a pot. Mint is very invasive, as is lemon balm, so I try to keep them contained, but you gotta make sure that you're on top of the seeds. Some chives. And an artichoke. We'll see how that guy does. We have one of the 12-foot long raised beds. We have some albino beets, some hyssop that came back from last year. I have some Kajari melons. They're just really tiny right now. My absolute favorite tomato, the amethyst jewel, some calendula, and some sunflowers. Thornburns terracotta. We have some sweet psyllium. We have more calendula. This is Blues Bling. It is actually a variegated tomato, so it has some white. Hopefully that will show it off a bit more as it grows. Mushroom basket, one of my favorite sauce tomatoes. Some yarrow that came back. Acorn squash, gonna grow that up the trellis. Sun gold. Normally I am an heirloom snob, but I wanted to try this one because everybody raves about it. This is some of the Romanesco broccoli, some kale. All along here I have planted 54 green beans just the other day, so we'll give those a chance to come up. In my other 12-foot bed, we have some tiny pixie cabbages. We have some pak choi, some bok choy, some of the purple lady. Bok choy is beautiful, the purple with the dark green. More Napa cabbages because I'm kind of obsessed with those lately. And lots of onions. A sea of strawberries and asparagus. So these ones are the ones from Sprout Box Garden. I am using them to separate the 2 sides of the garden. These ones are 32 inches tall, so I'm filling it up with a lot of stuff that I've taken out of the garden, and we'll just take our time, fill it up. And then this one is already full. So we have some onions, some of the Badger Flame Beets from Row 7 Seeds, blueberries, some self-heal, asters, blueberry, more blueberries, more beetroots, some more asters on this side. Hard to see. I have kiwi, so we'll see how that does. It's Jenny, so it's a self-fertilizing kiwi. Then down here we have some zinnias and some more blueberries. These ones were just covered. Have some sage. So that's most of the backyard, but there's still more down the side of the house and in front of the house. So I'm going to take you guys around there and show you what else is growing. I will put plants in just about any space that I can find. So when you have a small space garden, it is really about making the most of any space available and getting a little bit creative. So here, before we go out, are my Pinot Noir grapes. I just put in a few more grapes around the front. Over here I had some old rhubarb plants, but they kept bolting, so I've taken them out. I started some new rhubarb from seed and have another grape plant here, and then I just planted some hascaps. So I've got one there and I've got one over there. You need both a male and female in order to get fruit. Here we have some raspberries, mostly red raspberries. This one here, just a stick that is brand new, that is a yellow raspberry. Down here I also have some black raspberries. So I'm very excited to see how they turn out. They are particularly spiky. We have a lot of pine berries. I just put in a grape plant. Pine berries are a white strawberry. I will put a link to a video on my other channel that was all about when I planted all these pine berries. Some honeywort, I love that. Another grape. We have some more poppies here. I also put in 2 more beds from Sprout Box Garden. These ones have all of my onions that I started from seed. Then over here we have all of the garlic. There are also a few potatoes that apparently I missed digging up. Rainboots.ca sent me a super cute pair of these Grubs boots in aubergine. And if you guys want to have a chance to win a pair, then go check out my Instagram. So that's pretty much it for the May garden tour. I can't wait until next month to show you how much it's changed. It's going to be such a big difference.